Hi there, Heather Steves here, and today I want to share with you a fun layout that I made using the long retired Moon Doggy paper pack. So I went ahead and pre-cut most of my papers here. I didn't have a lot of paper left in this paper pack, so my layout is actually based on the pieces that I had left. So the largest pieces that I had were this little tiny red floral paper. So those are 6-inch high pieces and they fit the photos nicely. And I am just adding some adhesive to my layout because these little purple strips are very narrow and they're narrower than my adhesive. So I'm just kind of playing around with how to do this the best. I put the adhesive on the little strip, I put the adhesive on the layout, but either way I have to kind of roll the adhesive so that it is narrower than the piece of purple paper. So as I finished adding the rest of the pieces to this layout, I just wanted to let you know that I decided to mat my photos. So I laid them out on here and they didn't really stand out enough for my liking. So I grabbed some old cranberry cardstock and I matted all of those photos. Then off camera, I went ahead and made a title. I'm really loving the text and offset feature in Cricut right now. It makes some amazing titles. I decided to add this Elizabeth Craft sign die to my layout. So it comes with the base and then it also comes with these little individual signposts, and you just turn them back and forth to fit whichever one you want. So I also took the matching Elizabeth Craft stamp and I'm just stamping different little vacation type words onto those signs, and then they get attached onto the base. So I wanted to add some dimension to the layout, so I added foam tape to the back of each of those little signs. I didn't worry about the post itself because it's going to tuck underneath the other main title, so it can be flat on the page to make it easier to add that title down. And then it, of course, also gets the foam tape onto it to pop it up. But I don't want to stick it down just yet because I might do some little tuck pieces behind it. I decided to add foam tape to the back of my photos as well to add some dimension there. So next up, I'm going to grab my Close to My Heart T-square ruler. So you see that I don't have the T part on it, but that's because I find it's a little bit easier when I'm attaching photos like this to just use the grid part. The ruler has these fantastic grid lines on it, so I just line those up with the edge of my paper, and then I'm able to place my photos down nicely with some spacing. I do find that it works well with the foam tape because it has a good thickness to it and a nice 90-degree edge, so it helps me to line them up nice and straight even though they have foam tape on them. So I had a few of these Forever in Time die cut pads in my stash, and they had some really nice little pieces that coordinate well with the colors of this kit. So I grabbed a bunch of these little tickets out and I've kind of ripped them apart in a couple of places, and then I've distressed the edge with my fingernail, and then I'm distressing it with some espresso ink as well. And then there was a few other pieces, so I've trimmed them, I've cut the white edging off, and then again I'm distressing the edge with my fingers, I've inked them, and I'm just using those to tuck in behind my photos to just create some little clusters. So I pulled a bunch of tropical leaf dies out of my stash, and I went ahead and cut a bunch of green cardstock in different shapes of those in different colors, and I decided that I would use those to carry that theme of the paper across. So I'm just tucking a couple of them under my title. It just builds it up and makes it stand out a bit better, I guess. And then I'm using this other ticket down there to kind of help to tie the colors through the page. So then I decided that I should ink the title, just because I had inked some of the embellishments, so I thought inking the title would make it look better, and I'm really happy with how that came together. So now I'm going to work on my cluster on the right side, but unfortunately I took a break and forgot to hit record when I came back. So here's a couple more little pieces from those Forever in Time die cuts. And then I cut this flower on my Cricut, so it is one of the Close to My Heart ones, and that's why it coordinates so well. At this point, I realized I had forgotten to leave a space for my journaling. So I pulled that photo back off and I decided to create some hidden journaling. So I pulled out one of my die cuts from the Buildable Tags set from Close to My Heart, and then this stamp is from Close to My Heart as well. It's D1574, Take Note, and I stamped the lines on my tag because I like to have lines to write on. And then this die set actually comes with the little grommet piece to put on the tag, so I did that on the front and the back, and then I decided to just use the back side of the coordinating paper to create a little tag. So I used my stapler to attach it, and I just dovetailed the ends, and then it's like a little faux ribbon. So now I'm just using some of my narrow foam tape, and I'm putting it on the sides of the photo so that there will be room for my tag to slide in and out. And then I'm just measuring how far I want the tag to go down. So I don't want it to slide so far that you can't get it out. So that's what I've done there. And now I'm just going to attach that down. I'm using my grid ruler again, make sure it's nice and straight and spaced evenly. And that is completed. So I always feel like my layouts just aren't complete until I've added some gems or some dots. So I pulled out some purple glitter gems that I think came from the little Dreamer paper suite, and I'm just spreading those around my layout. I'm kind of keeping in mind the rule of threes and just making sure that everything is nicely balanced. And here are some close-ups of my finished layout. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and have yourself a wonderful day.